Hey y'all, welcome back. It's Dr. Tabby Cat. Today we will have an education. Um, to start off, we are going to learn about the planes of existence and consciousness. Okay, so we're going to start off with that and then we'll do our reading afterwards. Okay, all right, so let's get started. Okay, we're gonna start off with the planes of existence. So, all right, we're gonna do the mental, higher, middle, lower, etheric, and physical. All right. There are different levels of reality. They are not separate. They melt into the plane that is above and below. In other words, each plane is a product of the plane that is above. The higher the plane, the more fluid, formless it becomes. The lower the plane, the more material and solid it becomes. Mental plane. The mental plane is the dimension of the mind. The mind is the part of the universal mind, therefore, the mental plane is shared between all the minds that exist. It is the world of thoughts. Thoughts are not created, they are received based upon what frequency our mind is set to. This is why we call it a mindset. Each thought, topic, and subject is a frequency, and when you set your mind to these topics, you gain the thoughts that are on that similar frequency. The world of thought is completely formless. It is most fluidic plane, astral plane. The astral plane is where thoughts manifest into forms. For example, the mental plane is the thought of the chair, and the astral plane is the imagination of that chair. It's basically the world of imagination and mental pictures. The screen we see in our mind when we imagine something in the astral plane, we create with our thoughts. This is why thoughts are things. The astral plane is created out of thoughts manifesting, and each thought has a vibrational frequency. This results in generating three main levels to it: high, middle, and lower, depending on the vibrational frequency of the thought. Manifesting will result in the thought form manifesting on the higher, middle, and lower astral planes. The higher planes will embody high vibrational thoughts like love and joy, and the lower planes will be demonic thoughts like hate, murder, and lust. When we astral project, we are using our mind to project the soul into the astral plane. You will only see and encounter beings that are on a similar frequency as you. If you operate on a low frequency, you will come across demons and negative entities. Demons, angels, spirits, and jinns are living within the astral plane. They're basically entities that have no physical body. Elementals are spirits of the four elements. For example, there are spirits of fire, water, earth, and air. Etheric plane. The etheric plane is the world of energy, electricity, and magnetism. It is the fifth element, also known as spirit or ether. The ether is a substance that has 1 foot in the physical world and 1 foot in the astral world. Ether is where we get the word ether from. Ether is connecting two scenarios in language. For example, I either support Manchester United or Liverpool. The ether is the same thing, connecting two planes together. The word together has the word ether within it. It's joining two planes. There are also etheric entities that live amongst us, like goblins, gnomes, and trolls. They are entities that have the ability to materialize or stay in the astral body at their will. They can choose whether to be physical or non-physical. This is where we get the myths of trolls, fairies, gnomes, and goblins from. They are very secretive beings and do not like to be seen by humans. The physical plane. The physical plane is the world of matter. It is a world governed by the 5 elements. It is the world of effect. Everything we experience and visually see with the 2 eyes is the effect of the higher planes above. This is where we get the saying, above, so below. You change the higher planes of existence, you change the physical planes. This is why magic is indeed real. Magicians and occultists do have methods to have contact with these astral and etheric entities, which then have the ability to manipulate the physical plane. All right, Leonardo da Vinci is symbolizing as above, so below. Look up because that the root cause, there is no point in looking down. Here, because the physical plane is the world of effect. Whatever you see and experience is the effect of your mind. So look up at the cause. Change your mind, you change your reality. As within, so without. The 2 Masonic pillars symbolize the number 11. It is the mirroring of realities within the planes of existence. Whatever you do in the astral plane will manifest into the physical world. It's like a mirror. This is why you always see 2 pillars in the Masonic artwork. All right, the physical plane is square, the ethereal plane is triangle, the eternal plane is circle. The ethereal plane is constant rotation with the physical plane through rhyme, karma, polarity, and gender. The circle is never ending. It has no beginning or end. It's eternal. It's the expansive of all things. Astral star. The stars are not physical places. They are portals to the astral plane. The stars are the start of the soul system. SOUL. We are a star wrapped in flesh, fallen angle of light, fallen angel. Mentalism at the top of the triangle, ethereal plane in the middle, correspondence on the left, energy on the right. Okay, now we're going to learn about the astral plane. All right, the astral plane exists alongside the physical realm, compromising both a divine solar level and a lower lunar level. The divine level holds the blueprints for all things, while the low level is the initial sphere the soul reaches after death. The astral plane lacks a natural landscape, appearing white and formless. It consists of astral matter. This substance can be magically manipulated, akin to proto-matter, to create thought forms. Objects created on the astral plane can eventually manifest into the physical realm. The astral plane is made out of mental thoughts manifesting into astral matter. The thoughts we think are actually things, hence why we say the famous saying, thoughts are things. The more mental power we give a thought, the more it manifests into the astral plane. Okay, sigils and symbols. A sigil is a magical symbol used in esoteric practices, magic, often serving as a pictorial representation or a signature of a deity or a spirit, such as an angel or a demon. The term sigil is rooted in Latin word for sigillum, which translates to seal. The thoughts we focus on can materialize in the 4th dimension. If we consistently hold on to a particular thought, it transforms into the astral form. The more emotional energy we invest, the stronger it gets. The principle applies to sigils too. Take corporate logos like Nike swoosh. For instance, over years, millions of minds have given it mental attention and emotional energy. The symbol carries an astral energy created by the collective perception of the masses, which can be either positive or negative. Wearing sigils can either benefit us or negatively impact us, depending on what sigils we wear and keep in our eyesight. The planetary gods are not planets. They are 7 cosmic energies that give off their unique energy and qualities to all that is upon the face of the earth. Wear their sigils if you wish to gain their virtues. Okay, the sigil of Saturn, structure and discipline. The sigil of the sun, life giver. The sigil of the moon, emotive. The sigil of Mercury, intelligence. Sigil of Jupiter, spiritual gifts. Sigil of Mars, protector of self. Sigil of Venus, love. Okay, religion, hives, minds, and energy harvesting. The Holy Bible and other religious texts are crafted in a way that resonates with individuals at different levels of understanding. A child reading these scriptures might gain a simple, generic perception emphasizing love and kindness. However, those versed in occult teachings or astrology may discern deeper metaphysical codes within the text, highlighting the subjective nature of interpretational based on one's awareness and realization. Directing thoughts, energy, and attention towards the deities Jesus Christ brings forth an entity within an astral plane. Organized religion functions as an energy harvesting tool for entities within the astral realm. Instead of advocating worship, we should be seeking to embody the qualities associated with Jesus in our life. Those in positions of power are orchestrating a collective consciousness or hive mind for the masses. The intent is to establish a global religion unifying belief systems and leading to the summoning of a demon within the astral plane. Black magicians often focus on the astral plane in their work, as it is linked to the physical plane through the subconscious and intuition. All right. Events occurring in the astral realm have a direct impact on the physical plane, and conversely, actions in the physical world reverberate in the astral. The numerical representation of 11 symbolizes the mirroring effect, highlighting the interconnectedness and reflection of reality between the planes of existence. Astral projection. Okay. Additional info before you astral project. The astral plane is the fourth dimension. It's the unseen of what we see. It is where thought forms exist, mental images. It can be seen only by the mind's eye. You will experience beings and entities that match your frequency, so make sure you are vibrating as high as possible before trying to project. Everything you think of will manifest instantly in the astral plane, fourth dimension. Your vision in the astral plane will not be very clear when you first astral project. You have to work on strengthening it. You create demons. The ideas we mentally entertain can take form in the fourth dimensional plane. By entertaining negative thought forms for long periods, the emotional power we give this thought can manifest into a demon. Every single mental addiction you have is some demon you created within the astral plane. It grows the more emotion, energy, and motion you give it. The word demon has M-O-N in it, which means moon. Moon is mind. We create demons in our minds. How astral projection works. Your mind is the projector of your soul. Your soul is the experiencer, observer when you astral project. You are using your mind to project the soul out of the physical body, physical world, into the astral plane where there are no limitations of time and space. When you dream, your mind is projecting the soul into another reality while the physical body is resting. All right, practices for astral projecting. Lie down flat with no body parts touching. Rest every single muscle and be as still as possible. Close your eyes. Breathe deep in through the nose and slowly out the mouth. Meditate until you have lost all desires and the mind is empty of thoughts. Then focus your attention on the middle of your brain, the pineal gland. Do this until you start to feel tingling sensation all over the body. The tingling sensation is your energy body, etheric body being awakened. Now, imagine yourself pulling a rope up into the sky. You may feel yourself being lifted out of your body. Do not be scared. Keep doing this exercise until you gain the ability to leave the whole body and discover the astral plane. When successively astral projecting and desiring to return to your physical body, the process involves a simple act of intention. By directing your thoughts toward reuniting with your physical form and focusing on the idea of returning, you can initiate a swift transition, effectively guiding yourself back into your body. Jesus never walked on water. It is symbolic for leaving the physical body. The water is the ethereal plane, which is the veil between the physical world and the astral world. Jesus was walking on top of the veil of the ether, astral projecting. When Jesus teaches Peter to walk on the water, he is teaching him not to be scared, or else you will fall back into the water. This is symbolic when you are astral projecting. When you start to fear, when you are projecting, you will be sucked back into your body. Matthew 14:29. He was afraid and beginning to sink, cried out, Lord, save me. All right. Body of light, Merkaba. Celestial sphere to portray different planes of reality. Mer, M-E-R, light. Ka, K-A, spirit. Ba, body. Vehicle of ascension. We have the mental, astral, and physical. Neutralizing the duality of self by combining the upper and lower self. You are a soul that experiences different realities within the multiverse. In each plane, you take on different bodies. Your aim is to become a multidimensional creature and not to be bound to just one reality. All right, consciousness, what we all want to awaken. Humans possess a more advanced consciousness that markedly differ from that of animals. Animals operate with a one-way consciousness driven by instinct and lacking self-awareness. Unlike animals, humans exhibit a two-way consciousness, allowing us to be self-aware and engage in introspective analysis of our physical, spiritual, and mental aspects. This dual awareness is often considered divine, where altering the N to D in divine forms the word divide, underscoring the inherent duality in our consciousness. Consciousness is a state of oneness, transcending gender and form, a divine spark of the divine. This celestial consciousness exists beyond the confines of the physical world, earth. Within each human, a dual nature is inherent. A higher self and a lower self, ego, representing the spiritual and physical aspects, respectively. Man is a composition of both matter and spirit, and the quest for balance is essential. Otherwise, the manifestation of chaos ensues. The ego, the earthly and bodily personality, is the physical nature of the self. It is the identity shaped by the mind through experiences and accumulated knowledge over the years. The ego, absent during toddler years, subtly acknowledges its mortality, leading to impatience, greed, and lust. To contextualize, the body ego is to internal voice pushing for the release of sexual energy and the pursuit of fleeting sensations, even when the higher self advocates otherwise. In contrast, the higher self is divine, godly, and eternal. It reflects the essence of the individual during early years before the ego's formation. The higher self embodies love for everything and everyone. It serves as the guiding voice within, urging one to do the right thing, such as retaining sexual energy, refraining from harm, and fostering love for others. Okay, we have our crown chakra, wisdom, third eye chakra, intuition, throat chakra, expression, heart chakra, love, Solar plexus, love. Sacral is food. Root is sex. So our higher self is spiritual, wisdom, intuition, expression. Heart, of course, is love. Lower self is material, power, food, and sex. Psalms 82:6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. Heaven equals even. EVEN. The body serves as a reflection of both the higher and lower aspects of the self. The lower self associated with desires is lust, gluttony, and the pursuit of power is manifested in the bottom half of the body. Conversely, the higher self is represented in the top half of the body, especially above the heart. Aiming to operate our lives with the higher parts of the body implies prioritizing the virtues associated with the higher self. This involves transcending base desires and aligning our actions with the qualities of the higher self, such as love, compassion, and spiritual elevation. By doing so, we strive for a harmonious balance that fosters personal and spiritual growth. Each individual's consciousness is either aligned with the lower self, hell, or the higher self, heaven. The goal is to return to our original divine state, reminiscent of our childhood innocence, living in harmony with our intuition, embracing love, and seeking genuine wisdom should guide our actions and choices in life. Jesus is indicating the heart chakra because the heart serves as the equilibrium point for the 7 chakras. Attaining Christ consciousness requires the harmonization of all the chakras and living from the heart. The term heaven inherently contains the word even, signifying balance. Heaven, therefore, represents an internal state of equilibrium. Striving for balance involves harmonizing both the physical and material aspects of our being in a state of balance. One experiences oneness and does not lean toward either extreme. All right. I think I'll read one more part. That'll be the Baphomet symbology, and then we'll go on to the reading. All right, masculine is a triangle up this way. Feminine is triangle down this way. You put it together, both of them on top of each other, you get L. EL equals God. All right, and then you got Baphomet symbology. Baphomet/devil has a goat head to symbolize the animal nature of man. The Baphomet is holding the right hand up for the right hand path extension and the left hand down for descension. The Baphomet is not a real entity. It symbolizes an individual's mindset. The Baphomet is both male and female, symbolizing division and inversion of God's creation. God is oneness, meaning he is genderless. Our consciousness is genderless, meaning we are a spark of God. God is consciousness. We come from the one and we incarnate into duality to gain the knowledge of good and evil. The crown chakra is the only chakra located out of the physical body. This is due to it being pure spirit, meaning it is not part of the dualistic physical world. It is oneness. Okay. Notice how the majority of fast food restaurant symbols are red, orange, or yellow. This is because they understand that 80% of people's minds manifest the desires of the lower 3 chakras. The minds that operate on the lower frequencies will be attracted to the colors of the lower frequencies. Plus, the so-called food the restaurant supply is keeping them stuck in the lower 3 chakras survival mode. The word human comes from the word hue, which means an attribute of a color. Each one of us operates within a frequency, and that frequency is a color within an electromagnetic light spectrum. We are an attribute of a specific color based on what our mind is setting our frequency to. This is why we call it a mindset. Your mind sets itself to various frequencies. So just remember that with the restaurants and their colors and why you get stuck or you start craving certain foods or you remember certain ones or even the songs because they're on a certain frequency. All right, we'll start our reading. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. All right, so I've said it before, this is the year of judgment, and so in my meditation, I was trying to meditate about positive things. It did come out with a lot of death, literal and spiritual, so on that, I just wanted to speak quickly on when you break a spiritual law, and I'll give one quick example. Let's say that you are doing a death spell on somebody that is innocent. If someone is innocent, and especially if it's a light worker, one of God's chosen ones, and they have done nothing to that person, then the consequences for doing a death spell is death itself. So death will become them, and be the reality for them. So that is, the outcome for doing that spell. So there is a purpose for having death spells. And like I said, it's not to use on innocent people. Now, if we're talking about somebody that has murdered somebody, let's say, somebody has murdered your child, that person has, actually committed a death, caused a death. Okay, then a death spell could be used because it would be warranted. But if you're using it on an innocent person, then it would return to you and actually cause death. And that's the truth. So for people doing these spells or going and having these spells paid for and done by practitioners, you really have to know what you're doing, even if you're going and having them paid to be done, because if you're lying to the people and saying that they've done something to you, you really have to make sure it's factual and at least know the consequences or ask what the consequences are before you have these things done. And if you're not getting them done by a professional, then all kinds of backlashes can happen. All right, so let's get started. All right. Let's see. Holy Spirit, give us something for today's reading. What do we need to know for today's reading and relationships? What do we need to know for today's reading? Give us a few. That one wants to come out. Oh, we got hidden enemy. All right. Let's see what else wants to come out. Hidden enemy. All right. I got the Page of Cups. That's usually an apology. Small cup of love. All right, we got the Star, number 17. Okay, we got the Emperor, number 4. So we got the Star and the Emperor. We got 4 of Cups, missed opportunity. Not liking the opportunity you were given. And the 6 of Pentacles, equal give and take. All right. All right, I think we're good there. All right. That was the Intuitive Kev's Tarot deck. Now I'm going to go to the Kipperish deck. What is this hidden enemy? Can we clarify the hidden enemy? Clarify the hidden enemy. What's this hidden enemy? We got divinity. So the hidden enemy is trying to disguise themselves as somebody that's divine with the number 92. All right, so they're trying to hide as somebody divine. Why? All right, let's see. Give me something else on that hidden, on divinity and hidden enemy. Give me something else on divinity and hidden enemy. We got 3 of them. Oh, we got poverty, 37. Thoughts, 16. And mature man, 5. All right, so they're trying to disguise themselves as divine because they're in poverty and they're an older man and they're trying to think of ways, I guess, to get out of that. So if they're divine, then they're thinking of ways to get out of poverty. Okay, let's see what this Page of Cups is. Clarify this Page of Cups. Don't tell me this hidden enemy's trying to offer an apology or a cup of love to the Star. What's this Page of Cups? Oh my gosh. Okay, we got emotional pain, 32. And real love, 15. Okay. So they want to offer real love, but they have emotional pain going on. Give me something else for this real love and emotional pain. Okay. Give me more on this real love and emotional pain and Page of Cups. Real love, emotional pain, and Page of Cups. Real love, emotional pain, and Page of Cups. Okay, we got legal, imprisonment, and endings. Okay. So this person has a lot going on. They have poverty, they have imprisonment and endings and legal issues going on, and emotional pain. So they got all kinds of stuff going on. All right, let's see what's going on with the Star. All right, the Star, number 17. Clarify the Star. Clarify the star, please. Clarify the star. My relationship. Okay, so the stars getting into a relationship. All right, let's see. Emperor. Clarify the Emperor. Clarify the Emperor. Clarify this Emperor. Number 4. Oh no. Okay. We have mentally and emotionally unstable. We have abundance. We have enamored and evil eye. So somebody is looking at his abundance, who is mentally, emotionally unstable, who is enamored by him and giving him the evil eye. Alrighty. And trying to offer him a love offer. Alright, give me the 4 of Cups. Who's this with the 4 of Cups? What's this 4 of Cups going on? Oh. Okay, soulmate fell out right on top of relationship with the star. So I'm going to keep that there. That was soulmate that fell on top of relationship and the star. And healer. So I'll keep those there. All right, what's 4 of Cups? Clarify. Four of Cups. Four of Cups. Clarify. All right, we have a love spell, family, and gift. So a family is doing love spells, probably on this Emperor and Star for their gifts. And now they're in the Four of Cups, regretting it. Trying to manifest stuff, a Jezebel spirit. All right, let's see what the Six of Pentacles is. Clarify the Six of Pentacles. All right, Six of Pentacles is pathway and commitment. So that's good. And manifestations. Nice. All right. And let's see. Do some of this. All right. Clarify hidden enemy. And this is his Intuitive Kids extra deck. Clarify hidden enemy over here. What's hidden enemy? What's hidden enemy over here? Clarify hidden enemy. Clarify hidden enemy. All right, we got siblings, brother and sister for hidden enemy. so they could be in on it as well. So this Page of Cups, let's clarify this Page of Cups. Clarify the Page of Cups. We got, oh, I'm never wrong. The covert malignant narcissist. Oh boy. That's probably why they have legal issues. They're never wrong. Could be a Taurus. Abandonment issues. All right, give me one for the Star. Clarify the Star. Clarify the Star. Clarify the Star, number 17. Okay, let's see. We have Beta, friendly, helpful, non-confrontational, and reliable. So the Star is that. And then we have some karmic Jezebel, doing ugly beauty spells and rejection, abandonment, desertion, and left behind on her. Trying to make her feel bad and look bad. Not gonna happen. And then we have gossip, trash talk, and lies on the bottom. Okay. Now, let's see the Emperor. Clarify the Emperor. Clarify the Emperor. We have technology, electronics, internet, and computers. Incoming call. And then we have drugs, medication, addict on the bottom. What the heck? Friend, ally, confident. Give me one more on technology. Clarify technology and the Emperor. Clarify technology and the Emperor. Oh, light team, spirit guides. Okay. His spirit guides are right there. Okay. Clarify the Four of Cups. Clarify the Four of Cups. Clarify the Four of Cups. Clarify this Four of Cups, please. All right, let's see. All right, we got Sigma and drugs. Sigma, independent, intelligent, fearless, strong, salient, mysterious, drugs, medication, addiction. So she wants to act like she's the Sigma, like the Star, but she's not, and she's on drugs. Okay, clarify the Six of Pentacles. Clarify the Six of Pentacles. Clarify the Six of Pentacles. All right, we got Lover. The Lover wants to give equal give and take. We got Masculine at the bottom. Emperor energy, King energy. All right, what's the final outcome of this? What is the final outcome of this? What can we expect? What's the final outcome of this Emperor and Star? Let's see. We have Leo energy. Generous and warm-hearted, creative and enthusiastic, broad-minded and expansive, faithful and loving. Element fire, sun, yellow, orange, and gold. And then we have healing, recovery, and mending from fear. So they're healing. And union sticking out. All right. So they're healing from all this nonsense. All right. So I also grabbed the Santa Muerte since we had all that death coming out. So we'll do some of these and see what we need to work on with our shadow. All right, here we go. All right, Santa Muerte, what do we need to work on with our shadow today for this year, for the judgment year and karma? What do we need to work on? What else? Anything else? Anything else I need to work? Oh, shoot. Goodness. Okay. We've got plenty. The devil came out. Okay, let's see what we got. All right. Oh. All right. Let's see, number 4. Okay, number 4 is love. Love illustrated in this card is not to be confused with arrows. It represents the original unifying force, the basis for universal solidarity that consents our evolution and change. It is a continuous phenomenon, a flow originating from the first cry of our universe, of our galaxy, down to the planet we inhabit. A web that connects every single atom and that reminds us that our present derives from the past and that it is in our best interest to act constructively to build a positive future. The advice of the dead: act responsibly, bearing in mind not only your needs, but also what they will cause in the environment you live in. So protect the environment, protect the waters. I always donate to our oceans and the whales. Definitely. It all comes back on us. That's karma as well. All right, number 5, will. Okay, this extremely dynamic card represents the flame that burns in each of us, that pushes us to act according to our nature, that which we truly are, our identity. When it is guided by love, it becomes an unstoppable force that puts us into the right rapport with the universe. If, however, it is guided by egotism and meanness, it becomes a violent and dangerous instrument. If it is ignored, blocked, or slowed, it becomes a reason for deadlock and frustration. The advice of the dead: proceed toward what you desire without fear. Trust in what you have learned and accumulated until now without hesitation. So definitely go for what you want without hesitating. Just do it. Okay, feminine. Whilst the masculine card, number 2, presented us with a primordial, active, and creative impulse that still has no form or direction, this card is complementary to it. A receptive and feminine basis, which, like a womb or cocoon, envelops the primitive energy, disciplines it, and stabilizes it by giving it a shape. This shape will consent its growth and evolution, but will inevitably give it mortality. The advice of the dead: take the necessary time to study and meditate before executing your project. Perhaps ask a feminine or maternal figure for advice. Don't ever be afraid to ask us for advice. We know what we're talking about. Just saying. Maybe not all of us, but most of us. Okay, number 30, realization. All right, in this card of the accomplishment of one's work, the realization of one's projects, but also the comprehension of the entire process we are immersed in, something with faraway roots has passed between our hands, infused emotions into our hearts, and finally bloomed like a flower. In our mind and then in our work, we are made up of the same particles that make up the other atoms of the universe. When we are moved by something, it is the universe that watches and is moved by itself, participating in this joyous merriment that was made possible by the form, albeit too transitory one, that the Holy Mother has given us, the advice of the dead. It is time to understand the nature of your act, because realization is coming and results are near. Just like I said, this is the year of judgment. Results are near. By October, you will see a lot of karma already played out. So, all right, 31, celebration. Celebration is in close contact with the memory card, number 19, and it incites us to celebrate life and the deserved results we obtain, which belong to us as much as they belong to those who came before us, our ancestors and the people with whom we collaborate, as expressed by the fraternity card, 20. As the tree that renews its leaves but keeps its roots, we must always have the courage to renew our ideas while maintaining the principles that have guided us and that we were passed on to us by our ancestors. The advice of the dead: take action while constantly bearing the past in mind, without being afraid of having to change your ideas even drastically. And then number 32, Santa Muerte. We have come to the last card of the world of actions and the last card of this oracle, which concludes with a new beginning. Santa Muerte reminds us all that the energy we have at our disposal is a loan we will have to pay back, and it is thus our responsibility to transform it in the most beautiful and positive way possible throughout our existence. This energy was present in the moment it allowed us to exist as we lay in our cribs after birth, 25, and it lovingly holds our hand when we face a new staircase in the grave. Just as life generates death and death generates life, this card invites us to accept any change, transformation, or drastic severing of perspective with a smile. The advice of the dead: make a firm decision on what to cut and what to change in your life. Otherwise, no betterment will be possible. All right, like I said, death is a part of karma. It's a part of change. It's a part of transformation. Without death, there can't be birth. Without birth, there can't be death. You can't speak of transformation without death. So, it's a part of life. It's a part of the cycle. In order to start a new cycle, you have to close an old one. You can't have 2 cycles open at once. And 32 equals a 5. 5 is change. Change has to happen. It always does. So just remember this year, as you're going through each day, stay in the present. Live each day as it's your last. And just remember, what goes around comes around. And just like that first card we got about the environment, everything you do affects everything around you. The environment, the air, the water, the animals, everything, not just people. Your karma, it affects everything. So it's all back and forth, the karma. It comes back like a slingshot, no matter what. So the karma's everywhere. So, yes. And, and as always, you decide yourself whether you're going to live in your ego or you're not. And like I said, there's nothing, like I said, a 5 again, change. You can live in your ego. The ego helps us, like, be competitive. The ego helps us, make it to the finish line. But are you going to stay there and live there? Or are you just going to use that as incentive? Because if you're going to stay there and live there, you're going to be in this toxic devil energy. And you're going to be living in your lower chakras. And you're never going to rise above and ascend to your north node where you need to be. It's time to ascend. Stop living in the past. Because you're never going to get anywhere living in the past. You're going to be stuck. Living in the past is not fruitful. Everything's going to burn to a crisp. You're not going to be fruitful living in the past. In order to be fruitful, all this has to burn away and regrow. If you're living in the past, this is just going to keep burning and burning and burning over and over again, because you're repeating the same cycles again and again and again. And the higher source is just going to ask, how many times are you going to keep going over the same cycles? You've been with the same vessel just over and over again. Different people, same vessel. Same situation. Same person. Same narcissist. Same cheater. Not learning the lessons. Doing the same love spells. Same greed. Worried about greed. If you're with your actual person, I've said this so many times, if you're with your actual person that God wants you to be with, there is no reason to worry about money at all, of any kinds. You can let me reword it. You can lose every single thing today, be out on the streets, and tomorrow have an entire house filled from top to bottom with furniture, dishes, everything. If you are with the person that God wants you to be with. If not, yes, you will have to worry, because you're doing the opposite of what he wants. So, yes, there would be a reason to worry. But if you're with your person, no, there's no reason to worry. But see, that's what people don't get. You need to heal your past traumas. If you have any past traumas at all, heal those. Go into hermit mode, which means you're going into isolation. You're telling the friends and family, you cannot come out right now. You're going to work. You're coming home, working out, eating right, whatever you need to do, meditating, and, Yeah. Being alone for a month, you know, however long you need to do it until you heal on everything that you need to heal. And then when you feel like you're ready and you get that sign that it's time to come out of hermit mode, then that's great. Come out of hermit mode. But guess what? When you come out of hermit mode, don't reunite with the people that are bringing you down and keeping you stuck in this low energy, because then you're going to have to redo all that healing all over again. And it's not worth it. Don't do it. All that healing would be a waste of time. So, learn the lessons. All right? Thank you. Have a great night.